going to sharpen the chain on this saw this morning. I'm going to show y'all how I do it. Now this saw, when it comes to, you know, when I first bought it brand new, I think it had a different chain on it. What I've done is I've put the biggest chain that I could find on it with the biggest teeth, you know what I'm saying? I think this is like a 7/32 file, so it's a little bit bigger tooth, a little bit bigger chain than came on it from when I bought it. And the drag system, you know, the rakes are set up a little bit different on this one than they were on the original one. Now, on this particular chain here, on each tooth, it's got an angle stamped into the top of the tooth that tells you what angle to keep this file. You keep that file when you're sharpening that tooth, and as long as you'll keep that the same, both sides, because see, on chainsaw, you know, for those of y'all that don't know, which probably most of y'all do, you know, it's got a tooth on this side and a tooth on that side. Okay, say I cut this tooth at the right angle, and then when I get on this side coming from this way, I cut this tooth a little bit different. What it's going to do is that chain is going to bite harder on, it's going to cut better on one side, so that bar is actually going to start hunting to one side trying to cut a circle. When it does, it's going to bind and it's going to heat up, and you're going to get pissed off and you're going to want to throw everything. So all you got to do, if it's trying to do that, and you're going to think that the log is binding the saw, and it's not. It's probably the saw is trying to cut a circle and it's binding itself. You see what I'm saying? It's digging over to one side. So all you got to do is pull that file back out of your pocket and sit down and get it just exactly the same on both sides, and this saw will perform like it's supposed to. And keep the blade, keep that chain. You don't want to keep it super tight. You want a little bit of swag, and you want her to swag just a little bit, just in the bottom right there, but not a lot. Because let me go ahead and tell you that if you sit there and you get this chain so tight on this bar, she's gonna run so hot, you're depleting the life of the bar and the chain. Keep it a little bit loose, but you don't want it hanging like, if it's just sitting there, you don't want it hanging like that, because what it's gonna do is that thing's gonna try to hunt. That chain's gonna try to hunt like that right there, and like I said, you're gonna get frustrated. So if you'll keep the chain sharp and the slack right, you know what I'm saying, then you won't be jeopardizing the heat, you know, on the bar and chain. And make sure you run plenty of good bar oil. Anyway, keeping that angle the same on both sides is the most important thing. All right, now when you get really good and have used a saw for a long time, or used to it, you know, this is what I do. Not everybody needs to do this, especially it depends on what kind of wood you're cutting. If you're cutting softwood, I like to go ahead and take a little bit off the drags, because all that drag does, I know it rakes the sawdust out, but it also governs how much material that tooth takes that's behind that drag. So if you see, I don't know if y'all can see it on there, but that drag is actually as long or sticks up as high as that tooth. And what that does is like I said, it governs how much this tooth bites. Now, when you start taking, this is where it gets, you have to be careful. When you start taking this off, this saw is going to kick back so hard on you. I mean, you've got to hold it. This ain't no one-handed stuff. You better be holding this saw when you start taking any off these drags, because it's going to jump. But when you get it in that tree, she's going to be peeling some shavings out like that, because she's eating. I mean, it's biting harder. But you just got to be super careful with it. It don't matter what you're using, you got to be careful with it. But when you start filing the drags, and don't go in there and take a side grinder and cut, you know, the whole drag off, because what you can do is it can bite so hard it can break the chain. I've seen them break the crank in the motor on the chainsaw. There's just a lot of stuff. It can kick back and and hit you between the eyes. Just be careful on taking. What I would recommend is take a little bit off the drags. If you're going to do it, take a little bit off the drag. Go out there and cut. You know, if you're cutting pine, you might take a little bit more because, you know, it's softer. It's not going to kick as hard. If you're cutting some old hard hickory off the top of the hill, you know, sand hill hickory, you maybe not take as much, because let me tell you something, it's going to kick back on you a whole lot worse because that hickory's so hard, you know what I'm saying? And it's just going to be jumping. And until you get that gig in that tree and start twisting on it, it's going to be jumping. Now, if you do want to try it now, like I said, all you got to do is take that file, and I hold my thumb on that tooth right there because I don't want to dull that tooth. It's a dull file right here, dull. And you're not gonna take, like I said, don't get crazy with it and take the whole tooth off, you know, the whole drag. Just take a little bit and then go try it. And that way it won't be kicking around on you so bad. But you'll be getting some wood cut. Whew, let me tell you, that thing, I done got it sharp because I've been out here tinkering with it, but I was going to show you all that right there. But anyway, like I said, keep bar oil in here, you know, run good bar oil. Keep that chain at the right, you know, don't get it too tight, you don't want it too loose. You want it hanging just a little bit. As she heats up, she's going to hang more. So, you get it a little bit tight, you go out there and you cut, you know, you make one pass through a log or something, take a tree down, you look at it, she's going to be wagging, it's going to be hanging about like that. All you got to do is tighten it up a little bit, go back at it again. But the tighter you keep it, the hotter she's going to run. And let me tell you, the duller that chain is, the hotter it's going to run too. Because you've got that friction built up on you hitting the wood and on the bar, and it's heating it up from both sides, y'all. Keep it sharp, be safe. Y'all take care out there. Appreciate y'all. Like a soup turkey cone. Might want to wear gloves when you're doing these too, because every now and then if you slip off of something, especially this little round file cut from the opposite side, let me tell you, if you slip off of that, and I have cut my knuckles good on these teeth. Go out there and eat them pine logs up. See, I ain't trying to take it all the way down. Just knocking it down a little bit. Let that thing eat a little bit harder. Make life a little bit easier, a little bit faster. Time is money. probably be a better idea if you're gonna do it to take the drags off first and then sharpen the tooth, and then that way you're, you know, if you did accidentally touch that tooth with this flat file, you'd be straightening it out with the round one. Yeah, and get a good file, because this one I got dull. It's doing it, but it's just dull. Yeah, she's gonna eat though. Yeah, I about got this one side done here. Then you flip it over and do it from the opposite way to get these other ones. Y'all get the gist of it. Sort of understand what I'm doing anyway. I'm not taking a lot off of it. I'm just taking a little bit. I'm gonna go try it out. And I'll end up taking, especially on this softer pine, I'll end up taking a pretty good bit more off, you know, off of them. Just to make life a little faster. You know, cut a little bit better. Like I said, on those harder trees, I wouldn't take as much. Not unless you got the horsepower to run it and the, you know, the strength to hold that saw back off of it. Anyway, appreciate y'all.